Okay, welcome back to the Pop Tournaments podcast. In Pop Tournaments, we take a category of pop culture and let you, the fans, vote on matchups in a single elimination tournament format to determine an ultimate champion. We are here to discuss those results and the upcoming matchups. It is August 24th, 2020. We are coming to you from a secret location that is not an abandoned shoe factory outside of New Jersey. I am Jake Wicker. With me is Ryan. Insert Nerlens Noel into your lineups, Barrett.
What's happening, everybody?
And also my new best friend, Jennifer Schmidt.
Hi, friends.
Nerlens Noel. That's why Jennifer Schmidt's my new best friend, not Ryan Barrett.
Bad advice.
Yeah. And only the first time you've ever given me bad advice. Literally, you were 100% up until then.
Oh boy!
Yikes. Yeah. What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing good. Jen, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm good. You know, it's Monday, but it's my last Monday of summer vacation as a teacher. I'm back at work next Monday. So yeah, I am just trying to enjoy up those last summer moments.
Yeah. Teachers are heroes right now, and they're under a lot of stress. If anybody out there, if you know any teachers, just maybe buy them a coffee or drop a little basket on their doorstep, because shit's about to turn upside down for them, and we appreciate everything you and all the other teachers do.
Well,
True.
Thank you. It's something.
All right, and moving on. I'm just kidding. Ryan, how you been? What's going on? I hear you got a good deck story for us.
Oh yeah. Do I ever?
Fascinating.
No, I'm right now recording from the inner sanctum of my childhood or teenage rather bedroom. I stopped over my wife Rebecca. Ding. Had some video meetings this afternoon, so I decided to get out of the house. I came over to my parents' house and checked out their brand spanking new deck.
You're getting
and it's pretty fabulous. But then this is kind of the best room acoustically is my old bedroom. It looks a lot different. My niece spent a lot of time here, so she kind of made it look a lot cleaner. The aesthetic in here is very clean. It looks like a nerd lived here.
No, are there any posters left?
What's that?
Are there any posters left? Like any Camaro posters or Pulp Fiction?
I had a poster of the classic Pulp Fiction poster with Uma Thurman, but I cut out Rakim's face from Eric B. and Rakim and put that over Uma Thurman's body. And I had I had two swimsuit posters. I had Tyra Banks and Carmen Electra. I had behind my bed here, I had an enormous Pink Floyd The Wall poster.
And who'd you cut out and put on that poster?
That one stayed clean.
Oh boy!
I had a bunch of posters though. I was a big poster guy growing up, but
we should do a tournament of college posters. I bet we could come up with 32 posters that you would always see in college dorms.
Oh
Scarface.
my gosh, yes.
You knew to just turn and run as soon as you saw any of those 32 posters.
Yep.
Like the Dave Matthews one.
Hey, I had a Dave Matthews poster. It's in my garage.
Exactly. Everybody turn off this podcast and run.
How about Jim Belushi, the college
Yep.
Oh,
sweatshirt
yeah.
one?
Definitely.
Yep.
That was a classic.
It was weird. Go ahead, Ryan.
The Tony Montana from Scarface with the machine gun.
Yep.
It was super weird. My freshman year I spent my freshman year at University of River Falls, and they actually had a poster sales company like come up and set up like out in the quad.
I remember that.
And then you could work. They would let you work refilling the poster sleeves, and they would pay you in posters.
Oh, cool.
I'm not kidding. It was the
hilarious.
most beautiful scam in the world. It was hilarious. I mean, if you were bored, you had nothing going on.
Yeah.
You were just going to spend your money on posters anyway, so might as well just cut the government out of it.
All of a sudden, I found myself filling out some really strange W-4s and W-2s tax. They don't tell you about those poster tax.
Yeah.
Well, I spent the weekend cooking ribs. That was my big thing. I'm gonna put up a picture of my ribs. These were 8-hour ribs that I made.
I was just going to ask you, you slow cook
Oh,
them?
you gotta go slow. But slow cooked baby back 8-hour ribs, fantastic. Still got a few left. Gonna reheat those in the air fryer later tonight. But yeah, and now I'm just. Go ahead.
But best method for ribs I've found, microwave. 32 minutes on high.
There you go. Delicious.
In a cup of water, right? You boil them in the microwave.
Yeah.
Delicious. Yeah. Well, we're here to kind of catch up on our 80s and 90s one-hit wonders. Had a lot of action going on the last couple of weeks. Hope you guys enjoyed the Questos and Recos episode. We'll have another one of those.
Speaking of Questos and Recos, one thing I just wanted to mention quick, talking about what we've been up to. This weekend, I watched a bunch of Tent, short for content. And I'd like to mention a couple things. First of all, for Rebecca's birthday, I bought her a new Apple TV box. So it's not like the actual TV. You can get like a box, like a Roku, and plug it into your HDMI, and it basically turns your TV into an Apple TV. And that was it was a life changer, honestly. It's such a huge upgrade over Roku, especially if you have a 4K TV. It's like, it looks and sounds so much better. So, first off, big reco there. Secondly, in doing research for this very tournament, I watched Valley Girl because I had some time on my hands and I was doing some research for I Melt With You, and I saw that it was on the soundtrack for Valley Girl and featured in the movie Valley Girl, and I was like, what the hell? Like an old early 80s cult classic rom-com with Nicolas Cage. I think I could do worse things with my Saturday afternoon. So I watched that. Pretty good. Like any movie before 2007, there's some problematic moments. But seeing Nicolas Cage that young and just it was very cool. I'm on board, and it was fun. It was a fun watch, especially for being such an early 80s movie. Sometimes I feel like movies from the 70s and 80s, because they're paced so differently, they can be kind of long. This movie was really quick. It was pretty short. It was 95 minutes, and it was fun and funny at times. But I Melt With You was very prominently featured. There were two big scenes. There was one big scene it was featured, and then the reprise of it later in the movie. So it was I can see how that kind of launched it into the zeitgeist.
Dang.
Oh man.
You don't see that enough anymore, where they reprise a song in movies. That's a really nice thing to catch there.
Yeah. And then I watched that same day. We watched Boys State, which was it's on Apple TV Plus. It's a new documentary and super good. I loved it. It's definitely like a little bit disturbing, just like spending 2 hours with a literal shit ton of like 17-year-old white boys for the most part.
In
There's
Texas.
In Texas, yeah. And there's some people of color involved too, especially in there's basically, it follows four boys in particular, and not all of them are white boys. But it's a sea of white people in this movie. So, and just seeing all that testosterone and that, like, you can smell it. But
That's what I was just doing. I was smelling testosterone.
yeah, it was an awesome movie though. I definitely recommend it. And then third, triple feature. Third, we watched Host, which is on Shudder right now, and that is like the scariest movie I've seen in a long time, I would say. I was like legitimately scared. Rebecca and I were both sitting side by side on the couch watching it together, which we usually, like, she has her chair, I have my spot on the couch. We were like snuggled up side by side with the popcorn, like holding hands, like talking, laughing through it to try to like cut the tension because we were both pretty fucking freaked out. Lights on. Like it was a scary movie. And if you haven't heard of Host, it all takes place on a Zoom call. So it is like the entire movie from beginning to end is on a Zoom screen.
Cool.
So it's a cool conceit, and it makes it very timely because it takes place in the COVID world. And it's really cool. That's very like natural. I feel like that they don't really do a lot of exposition, but you still get a feel for like who the characters are, and like it was just awesome. Like really good movie, really scary. Highly recommend for my horror lovers out there. But like I said, it is on Shudder. There you can get a free trial, 1 week trial. That's what we did. But it's only $5 a month if you really like horror. It's a really cool interface, and they do a lot. Like the programming on that channel is really awesome. Like they have a lot of cool stuff on there. So, yeah, if you really enjoy horror, I do recommend the channel. But if you just want to watch The Host, got to get that free trial, baby.
No, Host. Just Host. Not to be confused with another great movie, The Host.
True.
But both great movies. But the movie you're talking about, correct? Just Host.
Correct. Just Host.
Just, but not with the most either.
No, not Chuck Woolery.
Oh no, he's if you got the chance to see Chuck's Twitter page before he took it down, he is not the host.
He's not doing so hot.
No. He's the host with very little. Well, those are good recommendations. We will not be back in 2 and 2. We are not taking breaks. Speaking of though, this week's episode is let me see here. Skinny James Beef Sticks. Skinny James Beef Sticks, sporting the Pop Tournaments podcast. All right, that's pretty cool. Where should we, Jenny? You want to go 80s or 90s first?
90s.
All right, good. That's how I wrote it down. So
I could just tell.
A slight upset. We had the number 5 Love Fool over number 4 I Know. I think Love Fool could go far in this tournament. I think it's got a really good chance to end up in a Final Four spot. Were you satisfied with the results here, Jen?
I mean, I Know is such a great song, and I think it fell victim to people forgetting which song it was. It has that, like, generic title, and so people were like, I don't know what that song is. I definitely know what Loveful is, because that's, like, one of the most 90s of all of these 90s songs.
True.
But then the people that stopped and listened to I Try are like, oh, yeah, I know this song, and this song is amazing.
Freaking love that song.
But it wasn't enough to take down that, like, instant, reaction to Loveful.
One thing that's kind of come to mind when I look, going through a lot of these songs, is they have so much of a state of being in the other, pop culture, Ryan, your word, zeitgeist. Any memories or things that stuck out from other instances, movies or TV shows from either of these two songs for you?
Well, obviously, Romeo and Juliet, I think, is the big touchstone for Loveful.
Yep.
With I Know, I don't really have any connection to it. I think that was one of the problems with it from the beginning too, is it was just one of those songs that, like, it got plenty of radio play. I think it's kind of etched in everyone's memory once they hear it.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't really like a commercial song. It was just kind of like a really good tune.
I have a feeling it probably got played on, like, one of those 90s Fox dramas that, would get canceled every 2 seasons. They just made some bad deals, made some bad connections.
It was like Joan of Arcadia or something.
Nice.
After that, we had Rhythm of the Night over Unbelievable. Rhythm of the Night was one of my favorite songs. Ryan, I know you were really pulling for Unbelievable. It was close.
It was, and I actually split my vote on this one because I love both of these songs. I think I voted 2 on Unbelievable and 1 on Rhythm of the Night. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't really that upset. I'm just frustrated because I picked Unbelievable to go to the Final Four. But I think this is, I'd have no problem with this. I'm happy Rhythm of the Night won.
Yeah. I think that also has a good chance to go far. Could be looking at Rhythm of the Night versus Loveful for a chance to go. Jen, any thoughts on this matchup?
Not a whole lot. I think they're really similar songs in a lot of ways. So yeah. I feel like, they were close.
Yep.
I didn't have strong feelings.
One thing I will say is, don't discount Closing Time. That
one I have feelings.
I think Closing Time kind of has the advantage right now over both of these songs, and we'll see what kind of energy Cantaloupe has when it comes out. One thing it has going for it is it has a very unique name. If you know it, you know it. Unlike Missing, which I think may fall victim, just like I Know did, with that generic title.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I think Closing Time has the upper hand in this quadrant right now.
You people in your closing.
Yeah, I wouldn't have necessarily guessed that, but but that first round where it scores right away, it's going to be a contender.
Well, I suppose, but I'm going to. I am on a heavy anti-Closing Time campaign. It's an election year, so signs are cheap. You can get a good deal on yard signs. So
Closing Time doesn't even know it's real. I was trying to think of something better to say, but
Closing Time wants to raise your taxes.
There you go. That's a better one.
Like Social Security, better not vote for Closing Time.
Oh boy. Well, bumping down to the next quadrant, we had Torn over Life is a Highway. I was literally torn over this one. I love both of these songs. I remember seeing Torn on Saturday Night Live. Again, that was right when I was really getting into that show, and that was one of the musical performances. It wasn't necessarily that it was just so amazing. It was just that song was getting so much play, and that memory just stuck with me. And it's gonna be a bummer to see Life is a Highway go. I definitely love the scene in The Office when Michael is moving Holly out of town, and he's trying to sing the song, and she just breaks down crying. The song's blaring in the background, and he just goes, "Did Daryl touch you?" While he's sitting right there. I love
Holly.
Holly was really what that show needed at that point. She is a great character.
Yeah, definitely. But Torn fans, are you guys Torn fans? I think Torn has a chance here.
Yeah,
has a chance to go.
Mm-hmm. I like Torn a lot. I was all about like the girl pop of the late 90s. And this one, to me, is very much a one-hit wonder, too. Like, I remember hearing the song and loving it, so buying the album and being like, yeah, I don't really like the rest of these songs. None of them were going to be as, like, big as Torn.
Whoa. Slow down there, Cadillac. I will hear none of your Natalie Imbruglia slander.
Torn was one of those songs for me that I heard so many times that it lost any sort of like musical value.
Yeah.
It became just like noise. Mm-hmm. It's hard for me to like judge it. It's just noise to me. But I did learn that for some reason, like I said, we knew this song was a cover. This is one of those rare covers though, where like nobody, I never knew when it was from or who sang it. I always assumed it was from like the 60s or 70s or something, even though it sounds really modern. But it was from like 5 years before that. It was from like 1992 or something. Edna Swap, which is quite possibly the worst band name I've ever heard. It just brings so many weird visuals into your mind.
Yeah. There are so many different things that could mean.
You guys into Edna Swap?
Imagine if the person you were asking and their wife was named Edna.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's a very particular kink.
And then also in that quadrant, we had I'm Gonna Be, parentheses, 500 miles, over Your Woman. I love both of these songs. I voted for Your Woman. I'm not as much of a... I love I'm Gonna Be, but I felt like Proclaimers, I guess not in America, but they had a pretty good career. What'd you think, Jen?
I love I'm Gonna Be. I think that's another one that's been used so well in movies and in TV. Like we talked about, that's like it became famous over here because of the movie Benny and June. And then we were talking in the comments of the matchup about that song being so great in How I Met Your Mother and being like a recurring joke throughout the series because Marshall's car only plays that song over and over again because the cassette tape is stuck. So yeah, I have a lot of movie and TV thoughts about that. It was also on the first season of Friends. Song was played. So yeah, I like it.
Did either of you ever see Benny and June?
Nope.
Yeah, I saw it at the movie theater.
All I remember about the movie, I never saw it, but I just remember that scene from like the trailer and or the video, I don't know, where Johnny Depp has the potatoes on the forks and he's doing like the Charlie Chaplin bit. That's like, to me, that's what that whole movie was. So.
Yeah.
5 stars.
See, and I only remember Grandpa Simpson doing the Charlie Chaplin bit, and then and then having the estate of Charlie Chaplin come in and tell him to knock it off.
Yeah.
I was bummed Your Woman lost a little bit. I voted for it as well. And it was a long shot. I'm Gonna Be, it was like that was a massive song, and it pretty much got crushed.
Yeah.
But there were some passionate fans out. I know Eric H. in the comments said like that was Your Woman was like one of the best one hit wonders of the 90s. And yeah, it definitely is a very cool sounding song. Like I can't really think of many other songs that sound like that. And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
I'm bummed it's gone.
But it got its respect. So
It did.
over on the other side, we had Return of the Mac over Breakfast at Tiffany's. This one again, it really wasn't too close.
I think a lot of people were voting like specifically against Breakfast at Tiffany's.
A lot of hate.
A lot of hate for that song. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
And then we had Flagpole Sitta over Whoop There It Is. This one was close. I felt like it really could have gone either way. I think maybe the strength of the Harvey Danger album kind of carried was that little extra it needed. Thoughts?
Flagpole Sitters is such a great song, and like still, like that's still a song that I want to listen to.
Yeah.
Whereas Whoop There It Is like a classic, and it's definitely a one-hit wonder and definitely super 90s. But yeah, it's just I don't need to hear it ever again.
It's a time machine song for sure, where it's
Yep.
like, remember the 90s? Where were you when this was popular?
Yep.
Right.
My favorite thing about this matchup, I didn't really learn anything cool about Flagpole Sitta. It's just like that's a banger. Like it's a really great pop song. Whoop There It Is. Like the story behind that was so crazy. The story behind like them versus or Whoop There It Is versus Woot There It Is, and like the creation of Whoop There It Is was so wild. And I kind of created my own case in my head about like what actually happened. And that's so here's what I think happened. I think that in the Southeast, like the Florida, Georgia strip club scene, I think that Whoop or Woot or Woo, there it is, was something that like strippers would say, like drop their booty down and say like, Whoop, there it is, And it was something that was just kind of like in that circle. That was something that was like people said. And both of, because they were both like in that scene sort of, I think that both, God, I'm drawing a blank on, was it 95 South that did
Yep.
Woot There It Is?
Yep.
But both 95 South and Tag Team kind of claimed that they came up with it on their own. But they came out like 2 months apart. So really, I think either the guy from Tag Team heard strippers saying, Whoop, there it is, and said, that's cool, I want to write a song called that. Or the strippers heard the 95 South song, and they were like saying it because of that, and he heard it and was inspired by it. One way or another, this song was inspired by strippers, which is pretty awesome.
Florida strippers.
Yeah.
So
I definitely, I feel like, ever since Hustlers last year, I've been very
I love that
like
movie.
pro exotic dancer. And I feel like more of their stories need to be told.
Well, you mean you have not been pro exotic dancer since Independence Day and Will Smith's wife?
Oh, that's
Vivica
good point.
Falls.
That's a good pull. The dolphin.
Well,
Dolphin.
unfortunately, exotic dancer was not enough to carry Whoop, there it is into the next round. So we are sad to see that go. Bumping up to the last quadrant there, we had I Wish over Bitch. Again, two fantastic songs. This was kind of a weird mismatch here, but both, I guess, kind of anthemic. I guess you could call "I Wish" an anthem. Unfortunately, go ahead.
I was kind of surprised Bitch lost, honestly. Like, I thought, just looking at it on its face, I feel like Bitch was a more popular song. I do think it might suffer from that overplayed syndrome.
Yeah.
I think "I Wish" was the more nostalgic song.
Sure.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I made note of it on the Facebook page that it came out the same year as Gangster's Paradise and lost.
Yeah.
It was like the runner-up in every single musical rap award to Gangster's Paradise, but definitely, I think better staying power. People will definitely get out on the dance floor for "I Wish." Again, that nostalgia, but nobody's coming out and dancing for Gangster's Paradise.
Coolio won the battle, but Skilo won the war.
Yeah.
That should be the new. How they've been doing those rap battles. I can't.
Yeah.
They should do Coolio versus Skilo. That would be.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun one. And then rounding it out, we had Bittersweet Symphony over the Freshmen, the
yes.
Verve battle.
Yep, the Battle of the Verve.
Yeah.
What I think these were equally matched songs. What did you think of the results, Jen?
I was happy. I love Bittersweet Symphony. I think that's a gorgeous song. So Freshman's very it's a good song too, and yeah, they were both good.
You don't think?
I think you were kind of getting at this, Jake, in our initial breakdown of the brackets, but I was thinking about it more. Listening to these songs more, listening to the playlist more. I feel like the Freshman was kind of the beginning of the Creed era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That raspy or intentionally
that,
putting
power, that power chords, kind of
singing like you got a hemorrhoid.
Yeah. But I'm also I'm happy Bittersweet Symphony won. I think it's a better song, but I'm a little surprised it was as lopsided as it was, but
and you don't feel that Bittersweet Symphony was just ripped off from Bittersweet by Big Head Todd and the Monsters? I always put those two songs. What?
Yeah, but no, it's a ripoff of the Rolling Stones.
Well, that too. They were actually given
legally.
Yeah, they were. I think you brought it up on the previous podcast. They were given writing credit.
Yeah.
I do know Bittersweet. I take it back.
Yeah, you better take it back.
Took me a minute.
Took you. It better take you.
I was
2 seconds.
I was excited to shoot it down. I could see it was going someplace. I was just like, all right, cut it. Moving on.
Don't. Well, no, I'm going to shoot you down. In fact, I'm going to blind you with science.
Uh-oh.
Because we're jumping over to the 80s and blinded me with science over the future so bright that we got to wear shades. Some eye problems here. You'd probably, if you were blinded with science, you'd probably need to wear shades. But I think blinded me with science could maybe take down Come On Eileen in the next round.
No.
Not a chance.
No.
Science.
I think that blinded me with science is has too much hate. You know what I mean? Too many people dislike that song, which I think that it beat Future So Bright because a lot of people don't like that song either. I think that was
I think a lot of people don't like a lot of these songs.
It was. I think
you're not wrong.
In the comments, Brad S. even said, can I vote against both of these?
Much like our United States government, the same Same sentiment. And then we had a really close match, and I don't know, is a lower vote turnout. Maybe these songs people need to go back and take another listen to. But What I Am over True.
This was the closest matchup of the tournament so far, I believe.
Yeah, 7 votes.
Came down to the wire.
Yep, by 7 votes. I was a What I Am voter. How about you guys?
I was a
too.
truther.
You were a truther.
I was a truther.
Mm-hmm.
Jen?
I went What I Am, but I don't know. I think my enthusiasm for these are kind of shown by the rest. It's like, yeah, it's good, but it's it's a little anemic. Well, yeah, need to get a lot more power
Ryan the truther
to keep moving on.
What made you into a truther, Ryan?
I just think that song, I love the production. It's just so plush and gorgeous. It's just I don't know. It's a great sounding record. I don't know. It has kind of Roxy Music vibes to me a little bit, and
definitely.
I don't know. I just think it's a great song.
Oh yeah, again, I think both of these deserve another listen, but it is What I Am. Moving on to the next round. After that, we had Somebody's Watching Me over Maniac. So two songs about psychopaths. I think that hook and chorus was just enough, taking Somebody's Watching Me into the next round. I like that song.
I think it was the verses.
I don't like that song.
I think it was the verses.
The ones that sound like a Party City Halloween CD.
It is, Halloween's coming up.
So weird.
Yeah.
It is.
Make sure you all stay tuned. We're gonna be having
it's gonna be fun.
We're gonna be having some voting going on soon here. We are our next tournament's gonna be starting right on or right around October 1st. So we're gonna be doing kind of a Halloween themed tournament next month. So keep your notifications on. Smash that like button.
Smash it. And then go buy a new computer.
Yeah.
No, you're right. It was always weird. You'd get this song, you would get Witchy Woman and Hush, and it's are these
Monster
Halloween
Mash.
songs?
Yeah.
Is that what you call it? Well,
they've just decided there. It's kind of like how My Favorite Things, they've just decided is a Christmas song now.
Yeah.
But that's
people watch Sound of Music during Christmas. So
Christmas?
I
think
that's an untapped market, though. We should start a band that we just deal exclusively in Halloween songs.
Creepy songs.
Yeah. So we're relevant, 1.5 months out of the year. After that, Jen, I know one of your favorite songs, St. Elmo's Fire, Man in Motion.
I love that song so
over
much.
Hey Mickey. It was a surprise to see a mountain like Hey Mickey go down, but handedly.
I was surprised.
Handedly.
Yeah, it wasn't even close.
And I think this is a situation where, the St. Elmo's Fire is it's an acceptable song, and some people view Mickey as a absolutely annoying song.
Yeah.
Although
this was the biggest upset of the tournament so far in my eyes.
Yeah.
I was shocked by this, but again, I have to remember, I think like you said, it's a lot of these songs are annoying to people,
Yeah.
This isn't we're not judging Radiohead songs or Prince songs or something. These are a lot of songs that are kind of objectively shitty, I shouldn't say objectively, but it's, they're Hey Mickey, either you love it for being kind of campy pop, which
campy
I
and
do,
fun, yeah. I do too, actually.
but if you don't, I can see why you, especially if you were, in your peak radio listening years when that song was popular.
Yeah.
I could be like, God, this song is the fucking worst.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, if you were like cool back then, I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know, like really young, so
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
yeah. Well, and I have
Yeah.
to say,
I can totally
Pop
see
Tournaments world.
And again, this is the first that there's one other song that, I knew the Weird Al version first, but I believe I knew, Hey Ricky first, which was, an I Love Lucy themed parody, which wasn't my favorite Weird Al song, but it was kind of what made me fall in love with Hey Mickey.
And I will say to the haters of any of these songs, this is what you guys voted on. You wanted the One Hit Wonders tournament, so you get what you pay for. And much like one of our songs in the tournament, you make the bed, you sleep in it while it's burning. So there you go.
That's what that song's about.
That was convoluted, but hey, you got us there.
We got there. After that, jumping over to the other side.
It's not about the destination; it's about the journey. Jacob.
I'll take you there. That's for sure. Over on the other side, Died in Your Arms Tonight over, and we finally get to put it out to pasture. 867-5309 Jenny.
Oh,
That was
man.
another
Bye,
big one
Jenny.
to go down. But I'm a Died in Your Arms fan. I like that quadrant that's going on there. I think that's going to be an interesting area. How about you guys? What do you? Again.
I thought it was really funny. See, I like 8675309 because it has my name in it. I think that's kind of fun. But it was definitely all the other, Jennifers in the comments, which there are many of us, are wanting to take it down. So I thought that was pretty funny. An army of Jennifers.
Should we do a tournament of Jennifers? Can we come up with 32 famous
Let's do a
Jennifers?
tournament of Jennifers.
I love it.
And me.
Well,
31 famous Jennifers.
you'll be a
and this
one seed. This song will be a one seed. The movie Jennifer's Body will be a one seed.
You've got the home field advantage.
Yeah.
If Jennifer's Body was a one seed in Famous Jennifers, I think we'd have a riot on our hands.
I was like, I think I could maybe beat that movie. So
Yeah.
After that, in the same quadrant, we had Tainted Love. Oh, go ahead, Brian. Real quick. Sorry.
I just checked in real quick because I am kind of looking. You're saying you like that quadrant. I just checked in on the Facebook poll. Right now, Your Love, 35. Voices Carry, 34.
wow. Oh, I love all these super tight ones.
Yeah.
We might have to get a barn burner going.
Yeah. Did I don't know. Did you guys watch the video for Voices Carry?
Not yet.
I haven't watched the video. No.
It's on my queue.
Put it on your to-do list for today. It's
Okay.
it's my favorite
Awesome.
video
Will
I've
do.
seen.
All right, everybody pause the podcast right now.
And go watch it right now.
It
If you're driving, keep driving.
it's very cinematic.
Awesome.
I enjoy cinema.
I will say.
It's one that I actually haven't watched it. I love watching the videos.
Yep, I know. I was kind of surprised. It's I'll just say there's a script.
Do I need to see it in a theater? I'm not really comfortable going to theaters.
I don't feel comfortable. It's not
short.
recommended by the CDC.
It's short. I'm sure you could. You'll be in and out in no time. But yes, I recommend you see it in the theater.
Oh man, music video drive-in theaters.
Yeah.
How about that?
Oh my god, I would be so on board with that.
Oh, that would be great.
Everybody
more
gets to
drive-ins
select
here.
one song.
I'm bummed because I really want to. I'm like, now that theaters are reopening, I'm like, hell yeah! Oh no, that's right. Like I don't
Right.
want to do that, but I'm
Right.
as such a avid movie goer, like as somebody
It's
that
hard.
was such a big part of my life was going to see movies every week. I'm like, this blows because I mean I absolutely I'm not even like torn about it. I'm like, I'm not going to the movie theater. I want a fucking drive-in. Like I would go to the drive-in every week if we had one that was like, convenient for us.
Valley High isn't too far from you, but they're not showing any new releases yet. They opened 2 months ago, I think, later than I thought. Later than I would have been right on top of that.
But I only want to watch music videos.
Places.
That was the other thing.
Yeah,
I only want to watch videos.
Okay, well they're not doing that, but they were showing E.T. and Back to the Future last weekend.
We were just Becky and I were just talking about that. I would totally see Back to the Future in the theater.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
Or
it's
in
the greatest movie ever made.
Yeah.
What about?
Like that.
What about? How about we start selling hazmat suits, and every hazmat suit you buy, you get a $50 theater gift card. Ooh. I'd go to the theater in a hazmat suit.
Yeah.
I probably am I pouring the popcorn down the front of my suit?
See, now that's the sacrifice you have to make. No,
yep.
You just make your own popcorn at home and sneak it in.
That's another thing that honestly is a bummer to me is I'm one of those suckers who I go to the movie every week and I buy pop and popcorn every time I go to the movie. Me too. And it's just not the same. If I had to go to the theater and concessions not be a part of it, it would kind of be it would dampen the experience a little bit. So,
and I'll tell you,
for sure.
I'll tell you what, I definitely don't think that's going to happen. And to anybody who is bothering to go to a theater, if you really want to support them, buy concessions. The theaters don't make any money on tickets. I know everybody thinks tickets are overpriced. That's not because they make their money on concessions. That's why the concessions are so overpriced. If that's what you're going for, spend your money wisely. Know how to spend your money. Otherwise, I will come and shame you.
Riverview Theater right now in Minneapolis, that's right in my neighborhood. They sell, they're open Thursday through Sunday every week from 4 to 8 or something like that. And they're just open to sell popcorn. They're not showing any movies, but you can go in and get popcorn there, which is pretty rad. I think that's a pretty, considering that popcorn sales is probably a big chunk of their revenue anyway. It's a pretty good business plan.
Yeah.
Yep, we did that over at the Grandview in St. Paul.
Oh, did they?
To help keep them in business. So we bought a $50 gift card and bought some popcorn.
That's awesome.
From them. So hoping they stay around too.
Yeah. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed our discussion on our How to Save Movie Theaters tournament. But getting back into the One Hit Wonders tournament, we had Tainted Love over Our House, another cover.
Yep.
Getting it done. And I think Our House just was one of those. It was definitely a one-hit wonder, and it was a fairly popular song, but I don't think it really stuck out, as a big song to anybody.
I think it was one of those songs that I kind of, I don't know, I really went back and forth on. At first I was I love this song. And then it was actually in our discussion, Jenny, you said, I hate this song. It's so annoying. I do. And then I kind of listened to it again, and I was like, yeah, this song is kind of repetitive.
They just say the same thing over and over again.
But then I kind of came back on it again, and I was
came back on it again.
I was I really just like the sound of it and the instrumentation. It kind of reminds me of 80s Bowie a little bit. It kind of has an 80s Bowie vibe. But it wasn't meant to be. Tainted Love is smash.
Yeah, Tainted Love's good.
I kind of think Tainted Love might wake up Funky Town and rub some pie in its face. like the classic saying,
Yeah, there could be a lot of love going on in that quadrant there. When it comes down to it. And then jumping up to the last quadrant, we had It Takes Two over Too Shy.
We should have called this the
Yep.
Chuck Woolery matchup.
That guy does not need any more publicity. Screw that guy. I didn't realize, and I should have learned this sooner and brought it up on a previous podcast. But the lead singer of Kajagoogoo, Lamal, he sang the Never Ending Story song.
Oh, no shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it tracks. You know, if you think about it, it definitely tracks.
Yep.
It's a great song. I kind of like the Never Ending Story song better than Two Shot.
Yeah.
All right. Wherever you fall on this side of the argument, just send your responses to Ryan at poptournaments2020
I will
at
say
gmail.com.
it was really funny. We were listening to like a 80s station at work a couple weeks ago, and the Never Ending Story song came on, and I was like, "Oh my god, is this?" And I like the gal I was working with is probably like 23 years old. I was like,
gosh.
listen. And she's like, what? And I'm like, and I'm like, never mind. Like,
Never mind.
There's no point of reference here for you.
No.
At least,
remember, have you, never mind.
At
Nope, there's no chance in hell.
You won't.
I was worried there was a worse ending to that. So I was worried you were going to go, and then she goes, "Oh, is this the song from Stranger Things?"
Yeah. No. Oh, that was in Stranger Things, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. It was the big season 3 ending.
Yep.
I love that show. Like,
I miss Stranger Things. I'm ready for that to come back.
it may be like a hot take, as you know, because I know it's so popular, but I think that show's fucking great, and I'm like, I want more. I love that show so much, and it might just be because I'm such like an 80s nostalgia.
You just want comfortable
person.
nostalgia.
I love malls. I love
I
malls
do.
so much,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
80s malls.
yeah.
If you really
Oh,
want to
man.
if you want to get Ryan's attention, do an entire series about Pogs. You'll get
Pogs, no, that's late, too late.
Elf,
80s.
Elf, and Pogs.
Yeah. Ow.
And then yeah, It Takes Two, fantastic song. Actually, let's not get too distracted by that. You know, we have to have maybe that's what we need. We get 2 presidents, and then things will go right. Because it takes 2.
What?
It takes 2 to make a thing go
I'm
right.
not sure. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It takes two.
To make them out of sight.
I hate you, Ryan.
I honestly don't understand what you're saying. I'm sorry.
Oh no, isn't that the song we're talking about? It Takes Two?
Yeah, what did you say about presidents?
We need 2 of them because shit's so fucked up right now.
Okay,
If we had 2, things would go right.
sure.
Yeah.
You
well,
can
President
see
and
all
the
my
vice
opinions on QAnon.com.
yeah.
Oh boy, that one really fell off the rails.
Quickly. And then our last matchup to discuss here, and one of my favorites. So glad it won. It was close for a while. Pulled it out in the end. It's Raining Men over Relax. The Weather Girls are
Yep.
coming for you.
Yes.
I'm so happy this one. I was though.
Me too.
Dan N, who's a good friend of mine, you know, I've known him forever, said, like, how dare you put these 2
Yeah.
gay anthems up against each other? And
that is fair.
I felt really bad because I did not think about it until like I was like writing the copy for it. It kind of dawned on me, but when we were making the pairings, I didn't even really think about it. So that was an oversight, honestly.
It's a good moment to touch on. A lot of what we do when we put these tournaments together, it's not only about necessarily getting the perfect rankings, but we want to have fun matchups. So that we want to hopefully in the second and third round have potentially really fun matchup songs that match up well against each other. Otherwise, we really wouldn't have anything to talk about and make you guys listen to. So, but yeah, that was kind of a slight oversight. But I think they were 2 very equally matched songs, very fun songs to put up against each other. I love them both. I'm a huge Weather Girls.
Yeah, I do. Like, I would love, there's lots of others I would love to trade out and get Relax back in there.
Yeah.
Make this bracket a little more gay again.
Yeah.
But I am so glad that the Weather Girls are still there, because I do truly love that song and that video.
That's been one
Makes
of
your day brighter.
That's been one of the big revelations of this tournament for me. Was It's Raining Men is a fucking great song, and I love it.
It really is.
I never thought, we've talked about it a lot in previous podcasts, but it's just one of those songs I feel like I've heard the chorus a million times. I've never really listened to it from beginning to end. And now hearing it, it's that song is really, really good. And both of those singers are amazing.
They could sing. They're so good.
It's just
some of the best vocals.
The video is amazing. Everything about it is just incredible.
It's a super banger.
I think it has a really good shot next round.
Oh yeah,
up against Iran, so far away.
I see an upset coming there, and I definitely
I'm hoping.
I see this probably in the final four. It's going to be tough, but I'm really.
I wouldn't have guessed it, but it got a lot of support.
Yeah.
So.
Another interesting matchup in the second round. When it comes to potentially, matchups, and this kind of happened. We have at least my favorite going forward. Take On Me versus Somebody's Watching Me. This is a very egotistical matchup. It's all about me, me. That's going to be a fun one. Jen, what are you looking forward to?
Oh, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm looking forward to going forward. I'm just keeping. I'm looking forward to Come On Eileen taking out Too Blind to Read My Silence.
Falsities. That's okay. Ryan, any potential?
Let me pull up the 90s bracket here.
Torn versus What's Up. That's going to be. I think What's Up dominates that, but you never know. Torn seems to have a lot of love.
I mentioned this on the previous podcast, but Baby Got Back versus Return of the Mac, I think, could be a great matchup. I'm really excited to see what happens there.
Yeah, two very, very much like high school, dance homecoming songs. That. Like I said, for our matchups, that kind of wraps it up. I do want to give a really big shout out to every single person listening, every single person commenting on Facebook, everybody who's joined. We're at over 500 followers on Facebook now. We love you guys.
So amazing.
That's so cool.
Thank you all so much. This is incredible.
Now all 500.
I think we've got a nice little community going, and I hope it brightens everyone else's day, because it definitely does mine.
All 500 of you. If you want to continue having good luck every day, you're going to need to copy and paste every post we do and send it to 25 of your friends. If you don't, plagues will rain down upon you.
Right. That's what's going on in 2020. Too many people didn't share a Facebook post.
That was it.
It would fix everything.
And now that's what's going on. So so many people got all that bad luck from scrolling past and not sharing.
No, but definitely if you know anybody who enjoys fun arguments, we need fun stuff to argue about right now instead of stupid stuff.
Yes.
So. Definitely send them our way. We'll take care of them. We're wrapping it up here. Anything else, Ryan? Got anything else you want to tell everybody?
I don't think so. I'm just I'm really looking forward to our next Questos and Recos episode. That's going to be a new thing for us, I think, where we're going to kind of come on, talk about our previous Facebook questions, and kind of get to know you all a little better, and then talk about some stuff that we've been enjoying, and try to brighten brighten your days a little bit with things that have brightened ours. So, yeah, stay tuned for that.
Jen, anything as we go?
No.
Nope. Jen's just looking to get out of here.
Nope. I hope everyone has an awesome week. We're recording this on Monday, so I hope this upcoming week for everybody is delightful.
Yeah. Get out and support those fair stands. Also, I don't know if anybody has checked out any of the places, but that's another great group. There's a fair finder on Facebook. Yeah. Go out and don't worry about the long lines. Wear a mask. Deal with it. Be patient with everybody, but and be kind and get some delicious, fattening fair food because we can't go. So
we got some mango natas yesterday from the. I'm drawing a blank on the name of it, but it's like a shaved ice.
Yep.
Mini shaved ice or whatever. They were in the parking lot at the Burnsville Mall with Prono Pup Company. And then there was some like cheese curd, not the main cheese curd company, but cheese curd
not Mousetrap.
Company. Yeah. But the line for Prono Pups was like
I'm sure
significant.
I drove by
and
that.
The line for the shaved ice was very short. So
we should have went.
And we had our dog with us too, so it was like standing in like an hour line with the dog was not a good.
Yeah.
So, but it was a great.
There are a few tickets left for people interested in this Minnesota State Fair and drag brunches. Flip Phone Events is doing a State Fair themed drag brunch.
Oh my God.
They do a great job social distancing with it. It's fantastic. And yeah, they've still got a handful of tickets. If you check out Flip Phone Events, it's Labor Day weekend. I want to say the Sunday of Labor Day weekend.
That's hilarious.
So, and my little guy and I will be at one of the shows for sure.
That's great.
We're excited.
Wow.
All right. Well, and you know what? If anybody is so willing, our friends at VH1 are not going to be happy about us promoting so many other events and people. So they're going to fine us for that. Feel free to send us money. Kidding. Hope everybody is well. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other, and we'll check in with you guys again real soon.
Love each other.
Bye.